When people think of ancient religious texts, they usually picture lists of rules, historical genealogies, or maybe some very serious moral instruction. But what if I told you there is a text, right in the middle of the canon, that is essentially a script for a passionate, almost desperate romance?
I know exactly where you are going with this. You're talking about the Song of Solomon, or the Song of Songs. And you are right, it catches people off guard. It's not about laws, it's about longing. It's raw, it's sensory, and frankly, some of the imagery is surprisingly explicit for a book that's usually read in a church or synagogue.
Exactly. I was reading through the text, and the intensity is immediate. It starts right out of the gate with, "Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth." There's no buildup, just this explosion of desire. But then, as I kept reading, I got tripped up by the descriptions. I mean, telling someone their hair is like a flame of goats descending from Mount Gilead, is that actually a compliment?
Laughs. It sounds bizarre to modern ears, doesn't it? Hey, honey, your teeth are like sheep coming up from a wash. But you have to step into their world. It's not about what a goat or a sheep looks like statically, it's about movement and vitality. A flock of goats moving down a mountain ripples and shines. It suggests that her hair is alive, flowing, and captivating. The text is obsessed with nature because nature was the ultimate standard of beauty then. It's grounding the lovers in the physical world: vineyards, gazelles, pomegranate groves.
That makes sense. It's less about a photograph and more about a feeling. But beyond the compliments, I noticed this undercurrent of anxiety. It's not just, "I love you, you're pretty." There are these moments, specifically in chapter 3 and chapter 5, where the woman wakes up and her lover is gone. She runs through the city streets looking for him. It felt almost like a nightmare. Why is that tension there?
That is such a crucial observation. If this were just a happy poem about a wedding, it would be boring. The tension is what makes it real. Those sequences, where she searches for him, or where he knocks and she hesitates, and then he vanishes, capture the vulnerability of intimacy. It's the fear that the connection might break. It's showing us that deep love comes with a terrified realization. I need this person, and I am exposed without them. It adds a psychological depth that prevents the book from just being ancient erotica.
It really does feel like a hide and seek game. And speaking of threats to the relationship, can we talk about the foxes? There's that famous line, "Catch for us the foxes," the little foxes that plunder the vineyards. It feels like a proverb we should still be using today.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the most practical pieces of wisdom in the whole text. The little foxes aren't wolves. They aren't destroying the lovers from the outside with some massive attack. They are small pests that dig at the roots. In a relationship context, these are the petty arguments, the jealousy, the neglect, the little resentments that go unspoken. The text is saying, protect the blooming vineyard of your love from the small things, because those are what actually ruin you.
That is profound. It's not the tragedy that kills love, it's the erosion. But as we get to the end, specifically chapter 8, the tone shifts again. It stops being about flowers and foxes and gets incredibly heavy. There's this line, "Set me as a seal on your heart, for love is as strong as death." That stopped me in my tracks. Strong as death? That is a heavy comparison.
It is the climax of the entire work. Think about it. In the ancient world, what is the one undeniable, unstoppable force? Death. You cannot bribe it, you cannot fight it, it is final. The poet is making a radical claim here. Love is the only force in the universe that can stand toe-to-toe with death. It's fierce. The Hebrew word used there for jealousy or passion is intense. It describes a flame that consumes. It's suggesting that this human connection isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's a primal elemental power.
It almost sounds dangerous. Like this isn't a cozy fireplace, it's a wildfire.
Precisely. And that's the paradox. We spend our lives looking for this kind of connection, but when we find it, it completely overwhelms us. It demands everything. The text even says, if a man would give all the wealth of his house for love, he would be utterly scorned. You can't buy it. It's outside the economic system. It's wild.
So, looking at this whole tapestry, from the anxiety of the search to the little foxes to this death-defying seal on the heart, what is the takeaway for a modern listener? Is this just a celebration of marriage, or is it something more?
I think it's a validation of desire as something sacred. Whether you read it literally as human romance or allegorically as the soul longing for the divine, the message is that passion isn't something to be ashamed of or suppressed. It's the very engine of life. It tells us that to love is to be vulnerable, to risk pain, but that this risk is the only thing that gives life the weight of eternity.
A beautiful risk indeed. It leaves us wondering, if love is as strong as death, are we living with that kind of intensity, or are we just letting the little foxes run the vineyard?
That is the question. And perhaps the answer lies in whether we are brave enough to wake up and go searching in the streets. God bless.